all the hype, all the anticipation, all the trial games, everything leading up to it. It's all done and dusted behind us. We are here. It's the first test between Wallabies and the British and Irish Lions. Some surprise inclusions in both squads. A debutant named in the Wallabies squad, and my big matchup. Sione Tuipulotu coming up against Joseph Akuso-Suali'i. It's going to be fireworks. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you think of both squads named. Were there some surprise inclusions? Did you see some of the inclusions being named? Did you see that happening? What do you think of both squads? Who should be there that isn't there? Who is there that shouldn't be there? Let me know in the comments. Give me your score predictions as well and what matchups you're most looking forward to. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Oh man, we are here. Like I said, all the trials, all the pre-games, all the hype, all the talk, all of that nonsense is behind us. First test is here in Brisbane. It's going to be an absolute cracker. We'll run through the teams, run through some matchups and where I think the game will be won or lost, and I'll give you my prediction at the end of it. As always, join the conversation. Let me know in the comments where, how, what, why. Are you going to be at the game? What's your score prediction? Let's just get into it. So it's first team list. We've got the Wallabies first with James Slipper, Matty Feslin, Alan Alatoa up front. Got Nick Frost and Jeremy Williams in the locks. Back row of Nick Champion de Crepney on debut. Fraser McWright, Harry Wilson captain as well. Jake Gordon, Tom Liner, 9 and 10. That's Tom Liner's it's his starting debut for the Wallabies. In the centres, we've got Len Ikitau and Joseph Akuso-Suali'i, and the back three of Harry Potter, Max Jorgensen, and Tom Wright. On the bench, we've got Billy Pollard, Angus Bell, Tom Robertson, Tom Hooper, Carlo Tizzano, Tate McDermott, Ben Donaldson, and Andrew Kellaway. Very, very strong. Love that. Love, obviously, de Crepney coming in, a bigger body, kind of going to have to take over that role of Rob Valentini. A big loss there. Another big loss is probably someone like Will Skelton. Just the beef. The size of these guys, you know they're giving you front football, and these other guys are going to have to step up massively in that regard. Nick Frost, Jeremy Williams are going to have to make some big carries. They get through a ton of work as it is, but someone like Will Skelton just gives you that front football, regardless of how fast or slow your ball is. Someone like de Crepney is going to have to step up in that regard massively. Jay Gordon, Tom Liner, I don't think they've ever played or started a game for the Wallabies together. Tom Liner, obviously a bit of history there. His dad, Michael Liner, have also started for the Wallabies versus the British and Irish Lions. Love a bit of rugby history there, and how good is that for the Liner family? Fantastic. But they'll be tested massively. Their kicks will be big, be very important as well, how pinpoint they are. The Wallabies under Joe Schmidt have definitely brought that into their game. That's why I think Jake Gordon gets the nod above someone like Tate McDermott, because his box kicks are unreal. Also love the combination of Len Ikitau and Akuso-Suali'i. We saw what they did together versus England. Can they rekindle that bit of magic together? And we'll get to the matchups on that soon as well. Then the back three of Potter, like I said, Jorgensen and Wright. Very important for those aerial battles. It'll be interesting to see how they go about their business. Someone like Carlo Tizzano will be good later in the game. And how they use someone like Tom Hooper, because luckily he can cover lock and back row. That helps as well. And then that front row coming off the bench, Bell, Robertson and Pollard, they've been unreal for their respective clubs at Super Rugby level, but this is a step above that. I do see them coming on later in the game and bringing that extra energy up front. And that's going to be a tough battle, that front row battle. The scrum time, can't wait for it. Right, now the British and Irish Lions. So we've got Ellis Genge, Dan Sheehan and Tyg Furlong up front. Then we got Morrow Toje, Joe McCarthy, Toje obviously captain there. Tyg Byrne, Tom Curry and Jack Conan back row. And then in the backs, we've got Jamison Gibson-Park, Finn Russell, Sione Tuipulotu, Hugh Jones, James Lowe, Tommy Freeman, and Hugo Keenan. On the bench, they've got Ronan Callagher, Andrew Porter, Will Stewart. Ollie Chesham, Ben Earl, and then Alex Mitchell, Marcus Smith, and Bundy Aki. No Henry Pollock, no Josh van der Fleer, no Jack Morgan at all. He's been one of the most he's been the lion of the tour so far. There's not much pushback on that. Surely not. He's not even in the start or the squad to play first. That is wild. That is wild. That's when I talk about a surprise inclusion. That's a surprise exclusion. How is he not in there? Leading up to the game, or this whole week, all content creators, that's some of the guys that have played for the Lions before, had Jack Morgan in their side, and he's not in. Very, very interesting call that. Backline is kind of picked itself. Yes, like maybe if Ringrose wasn't injured, his partnership with Aki, they could have got above Sione Tuipulotu and Hugh Jones. But like I said, that connection with Finn Russell, playing for Scotland and then playing together here, it works wonders, especially on attack. Yes, defense can probably be a bit better, but what they bring on attack far outweighs their less capabilities on defense, if that makes sense. Up front, obviously, Ellis Genge, big. He's been outstanding on tour on this tour. And then Furlong has really been good as well. Yes, come off the back of niggling injuries the past 12, 18 months, but every opportunity he's got, he's been outstanding. Love that they've got the 4 options at line out. So you've got Atoje, McCarthy, but then you've got Tyg Byrne and Jack Conan as line-out options. When it comes to set piece, you really want to be able to have options or nail your set piece or disrupt your opposition's set piece. Well, let's just get into some of the matchups, right? So up front is definitely my first matchup, the front row. Genge, Slipper, then you've got Fezler versus Sheehan and Tyg Furlong versus Alan Alatoa. That first scrum is going to be phenomenal. Can't wait for it. British and Irish Lions have been outstanding at scrum time, and we'll have to see who gains ascendancy there. How's my English? Then lineouts also, I just mentioned it with British and Irish Lions having 4 proper threats at lineout time, so their ball will be their ball, but they'll be looking to steal Wallabies' ball as well, or at least disrupt it. And on the Wallabies side, you've got Nick Frost, Jeremy Williams as options. Champion de Crepney is an option there. And then someone like Harry Wilson is probably an option as well. Probably not as ideal or as big as of a line-out option as what the British and Irish Lions do have at hand, but can still get in, get their job done, and hopefully just keep their own ball. That's all you want, is to at least get your 100% of your own ball and then try and disrupt the other side. Other matchups, the big one, in the centres, we've got to say it. It's the rematch. I almost feel like it's a UFC fight, but it's the rematch. Tuipulotu and Suali'i. Yes, they're not directly opposite each other, but we know, as we saw in that Wallabies versus Scotland game, it can happen. And when 2 beasts collide, only one comes away with blood, with meat. And last time they met, Tuipulotu was the winner. Let's see how it goes this time. For sure, there'll be some fireworks. There'll be some running straight at each other. And man, you're licking your lips as a spectator. And as the players, they're probably licking their lips. They want to get stuck into it. So I can't wait to see that first carry or that first tackle. That's going to be huge there. Where I see the game being won or lost, probably mentioned it in that first kind of matchup where I said about the front row and then I started talking about the lineouts. Set piece is a big where it's won or lost. You want to dominate your set piece, but you also then want to apply pressure on your opponent's set piece. I think with regards to lineouts, Lions have definitely got the upper hand here. With what I've seen in regards to scrumming, they've probably just got the upper hand there as well. So Wallabies will have to stick their neck out and stick it out big, be physical with lineouts or their scrums as well. Just be dominant with their set piece. Go in and own it, or just be quicker, especially with lineouts. Get their go up play or with scrums, get the ball in and get it out. But again, you've got guys like Slipper, Alan Alatoa, guys that have been there for ages. These guys love to scrum. They've got that little connection together at the Brumbies as well. It's going to be a battle. That is going to be a battle for sure. You do lose a bit with someone like Skelton not being there, who's got that big weight behind them, pushing them forward. But I'll probably give British and Irish Lions the point at set piece. Where else it'll be won or lost? Kicking out, like, for sure. Both teams we saw early on from the Lions, how they use their kicking. We know under Joe Schmidt, Wallabies use their kicking game with Jake Gordon. Tom Liner's got a good boot on him as well. But then you look at the Lions, you've got Gibson Park, Finn Russell, then James Lowe with the left boot. That definitely helps as well. They've got big boots. They can kick themselves out of trouble. But then you've got the guys chasing those kicks, or the guys contesting for those contestable kicks. Your Tommy Freemans, your Hugo Keenans, Harry Potter, Max Jorgensen are going to have to get up. Tom Wright going to have to get up and boss those aerial contests, those kicks for sure. Otherwise, Lions are just going to palm them, just going to hammer them in that area. Creating opportunities and then converting those opportunities into points. That is my third point of where I think the game will be won or lost. I think both teams have shown that they can throw the ball around, they can score points, or they can create opportunities for themselves. You want to convert that into points. And these big games we've seen over the course of history with British and Irish Lions versus Wallabies, it's come down to the wire. It's two of those games in 2013, yes, 12 years ago, but two of them, there was a kick in it or a point, a try in it. The last game kind of blew out. But these first games, massive. The energy will be up. The intensity will be up. You want to be calm when you get into that red zone. When you get into your opponent's 22, you want to be calm. You want to have your leaders, your shot callers calling the right shots and then executing on that as well. And you look at that, you're looking at Jake Gordon and Tom Liner versus Gibson Park and Finn Russell. Gibson Park, one of the best nines in world rugby. Finn Russell, classy player just off the back of Bath winning the premiership. You go over to the other side, Wallabies got Jake Gordon. Waratahs struggled this year in the Super Rugby. Tom Liner, this is his first ever start for the Wallabies. So tough. But if there's ever an opportunity to put your hand up and stake your claim or show what you're made of, game one versus British and Irish Lions is it. So I can't wait for it. My prediction, I think with guys out like Valentini out, Will Skelton out, Noah Lolesio out, who brings that extra bit of experience, especially at 10 where you definitely need it. I think British and Irish Lions have got too much experience, too much firepower, and have been playing a lot together as well. So that chemistry, that bond, I think is going to show in this game. And I think British and Irish Lions to win it by 10 or 12 points in an absolute worldie of a game. I can't wait for it in Brisbane. I think it's an 8 o'clock p.m. kickoff here. Let me know what your score is going to be, where you're watching it from. Are you going to the game? Who's going to be the first try scorer? Who's going to be your man of the match? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye.